Now, no surprise that the Bombers at the top of the list, Tim. Again tonight, after a couple of disappointing losses, feels like there's a bit of pressure, Mick, building at Bomberland.
I mean, from an Essendon point of view, John Morswell's copped it all year, right? He's had 2 weeks to plan for this game. The intercept marking of the West Coast Eagles is as well known that any person in football will tell you don't kick high and slow to this West. They just handed back 23 intercept marks. Don't blame the coach.
So this has been ongoing all the way through without saying it's a plan that's set in concrete. We've been putting things in place that if it came to this, we believe we had a good structure ready to go.
Hey guys, what is up and welcome to a brand new series on the channel. Like I said, I was going to be doing an AFL Evolution 2 My Coach series, and as you guys can see, we are taking hold of the Essendon Football Club. I will be doing other teams. There will be other teams that will be experimenting with as the season goes on, but we're going to start out with the Essendon Footy Club. So let's get into the My Coach. So I'm going to be playing every single game throughout the season. I'll just give you a little introduction of what is going to be happening in this video. I will only be playing one of the Marsh Series games. I'll be playing the one against West Coast. And then we will be moving on to the AFL season, where the next video I'll basically get into round 1. So let's have a look at some of the settings. So quarter lengths, I'm going to go with 7.5 minutes a quarter. So I want scores that are going to resemble the actual season. I'm going to start out with senior as my gameplay, and we're going to go from there. So for my first Marsh Series game, actually, let's have a look at Office now. I just want to have a look and show you guys what it basically is this year, the My Coach. The Coach Series. It basically is the same from AFL Evo 1. I think they've just fine-tuned and they've added a couple of new features, which is really cool. I'm happy how they've actually gone and they've added proper trading, proper all that kind of stuff. So once we get down to that, that'll be a lot of fun. And finances and all that are back. They were in AFL Evo 1. I just don't think they were as expansive. And really, they didn't really matter in AFL Evo 1. So I think they are going to matter in this. As you guys can see here, we actually have a staff list, which you actually have to look at. I'll look at that in our next video, in our round 1 video. This is the Marsh Series video. This is basically our pre-season video, really launching into the actual season and the series that I'll be doing with this Essendon Football Club team. So Essendon have not won a final in 16 years, so our goal is to get the Bombers down there. So before I show you the actual team that I'm getting out here, I'm just going to fast forward here. We are not taking our best team to Perth. We're not taking our best team there. So players like Joe Danaher, Dyson Heppel will not play in the first Marsh Series game. We're not going to take our very best team to Perth. I don't want any injuries. I want to make sure we can focus on playing proper footy throughout the entire season. So I will show you every time before we get into a game in round 1, round 2, the actual AFL season. I'll go through the team selection, why I've picked players, why have players been dropped. And basically I'll be giving you reasons why the team is. So reason for the team looking like this right now is because we are not taking our best team. We're not taking the most experienced team over to Perth. We definitely don't want any injuries going into the AFL season. We know what Essendon are like with all the injuries. We're going to focus on not having any injuries. So as you guys can see here, Francis, Cal Hooker, switch them around, get Hooker at the centre-half back line. Kyle Langford will start in the middle. McGrath, Merritt, Dylan Shield, and Phillips. Devon Smith, McKenna, Fantasia. Stewart, I'm going to give Stewart a go. He hasn't played for a season, but with Joe Danaher being out, as you guys can see here, Joe will not be playing in this game. Heppel will not be playing, and Bell Chambers will also not be playing in our pre-season game against the West Coast Eagles. So let's get into the game. We want to get out of the Marsh Series as quick as possible. We have the West Coast Eagles in our first Marsh Series game. We do play Geelong in our second Marsh Series game, but we will not be playing that. I'll be simulating that, and we'll be getting ready for the AFL season as we launch in. So first, like I said, I did release a initial thoughts video on the game, so go check that out. I am enjoying this game. If you couldn't actually see the team lineup, it's going to flash here and you'll be able to see the full team lineup. So you need to pause it now. This is the team we're going to be rolling with through the Marsh Series round 1 game against the Eagles. And let's see how we go. So here we come out. it doesn't really faze me if we win or we lose. We just want to have no injuries. I want to actually pick up some ways we can actually play with Essendon. This being basically one of my first games with Essendon, I really need to try and understand, need to learn how I'm actually going to play with them. As the season goes on, and who is my best, basically 22, I'll be bringing in every single week. So here come the Eagles. Let's get into the first ever Marsh Series game of the season for the Essendon Footy Club against West Coast Eagles. Let's get this series underway. So we start in the middle. Phillips, like I said, he is in the team for Bellchambers. I'll just be showing you some highlights of the game. Nice tackle there, and we are way out of the centre. Nice little handball here to Merritt, and Merritt has a chance to kick the first goal of our My Coach series, and he does. Zach Merritt kicks the first for the Bombers. We get a very nice start over in Perth. I know when we play the Eagles later on in the season how tough it is going to be to come over here and win games. Luke Shuey kicks the first for the Eagles, and it is the West Coast Eagles 1-1-7 to the Bombers 1-6 early on. Like I said, just be flashing highlights here. I'm really not going to be going into too much depth as the games go on. You see here Devon Smith running into an open goal, gets our second goal of the game. West Coast really got the jump on us early, but we fought back. Like I said, I'm just trying to pick up some ways I can play with Essendon as the season goes on. What is my best 22? Who will be my round one team? As basically this game and our next game against Geelong, we'll decide who plays in round one. James Stewart, it was a nice welcome back for him to come back into the team. It's good to have him back. He kicked, I think it was 3 goals in this match. Don't really know what Jack Darling was doing here. He rushed it through, and James Stewart is going to line up and kick his second goal to give us a 7-point lead early on in the first quarter. As the season goes on, I will probably be doing full match streams where you can just watch the full game. Then I'll be doing like match highlights where you can basically do stuff like this, where you can come in and you can have a look and see how the game was won and what were basically the most exciting highlights. As you guys can see here, it was actually 25-32. We had a nice little lead here, but the Eagles are a very tough team. I know that in the actual season, like I've said, they're going to be very, very tough to beat. But this is a practice match. We just want to practice some things that we can do in the season. Comment down below, guys, what teams are you going to go with in your coach career if you do a coach career. As you see, nice right foot goal here from James Stewart. He was having an absolute blinder in the first half. 3 goals in the first half for James Stewart. Awesome goal there to get his account on. He is going to be, it's basically going to be, will it be McKernan, Stewart, or Danaher in the team? I've got to weigh that up. They're the 3 tools who basically will be competing for a spot in our round one team. Joe Danaher definitely will come back and slot in the team. So it's basically out of James Stewart, McKernan. Jakey Stringer with the right long goal here. I love the fact that you can kick goals from outside 50 in this year's game. It's not so... I just remember AFL Evo 1. You could barely kick a goal from where Tipper's having a shot from right now. Tipper's going to be a very live wire forward for us this season. You see he hits the post. But he's going to be very, very good for us. Early on here, 46-40, Tom Cutler got a free kick and has a chance to have a shot from the very tough angle. He kicks to the top of the square, and who else other than Jake Stringer? Jake Stringer, I feel like, is going to have a massive season for us. If we're going to be any chance of making the finals and doing some damage, Jake Stringer's going to have a massive year. Him and Orazio Fantasia are going to have massive years. We're closing out the first half, and a nice goal here from the Eagles. So we push into half-time. We lead by 6 points. A pretty solid opening half for us, to say the least. 8-4-52, leading the Eagles 6-10-46. I wasn't too concerned if we won this game or not, like I said. I just was going to be practicing some things. This is an awesome goal here. Now, some of the things in AFL Evo might surprise you. Dom Sheed just kicked a goal from 55 metres on his right foot. Yeah, I guess you're just going to have to take it in stride. You're just going to have to get used to things like this. Orazio Fantasia, definitely a... If this went through, this was a massive chance for early goal of the year nomination. I think I'm going to do like top 5 goals of the week as the season goes on. Top 5 goals of the round that we kick throughout the game. I might do stuff like that, but I will be getting on with the Essendon season. I'll be trying to upload a video probably every 2 days of this season. So hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Also probably doing like a My Career or something like that Also get a creation video out tomorrow. So check that out as well. Tipper Moody here has a chance to give us a 12-point lead late in the third quarter here. I love the goal kicking. I know I keep talking about it, but the goal kicking is very, very nice. Tipper lines up, kicks the goal. It is a 12-point lead to the Bombers as we're closing out the third quarter here. Every time we skipped away, it was like the Eagles just had an answer. Liam Duggan had a chance here to basically bring the game back in very, very tight. As we push into the last quarter here, James Stewart for goal number 4. I think he kicked, I think it was 3 or 4. This is definitely for number 4 here. Knocks it. He actually, I reckon he's knocking on the door for a chance to make the round 1 team. So you see guys here, Nick Nat Nui actually went up for a specky. He did not touch the ball, and it was a free kick to Phillips, which I really, really liked. Now, I don't know if you can fix this in a patch, but just watch this bend from Paddy Ambrose. So these other kick types you can choose. I think you can go torpedo, snap, drop punt. Have a look at this bend. Oh boy, as BT would say, oh boy. I have no idea how that went through. 20-point lead here. I was getting pretty comfortable, and Jack Darling kicks a goal to basically put a little hinge on the door. They were definitely coming here. We had a couple of mishaps. Hurley turned it over, and the Eagles kicked another goal here to bring it back within 7 points. Willie Rioli, and we were messing about with the ball here in our back line. You see here, Michael Hurley can't get to it. He picks it up. He gets tackled, and Jack Darling runs into one of the easiest goals to bring it back to 1 point. So, I mean, I was going to be pretty disappointed if we did lose the game from here, considering we led the game throughout. You see, kick down the line here, and like I said, who else? Jakey Stringer, 55 out, already kicked a goal from here early on. He's got 2 goals next to his name. He kicks this, and it basically seals the game for us, lines it up, and it was never in doubt. Jakey Stringer gives us a 7-point lead with 3 minutes to go in the game, and nice little game here from Jake Stringer, 5 touches and 3 goals. So we do end up hanging on here in our first Marsh game. Like I said, we're not going to be playing in the Marsh 2 games, so I was going to try just use this game for practice, and whatever happened, happened. I was happy that we ended up getting the win, though. We do beat the Eagles over in Perth. Never an easy task coming over and beating the Eagles, and I'm having a lot of fun with this game, as you guys can tell. I had a lot of fun playing this game. 10, 18, 78, 18 points for the Eagles, where we were more accurate. 13, 7, 85. A very, very even game to start our My Coach series. James Stewart kicked 4, Stringer kicked 3, Merritt got 1. Sean McKernan, 14 touches, Gleeson 14, Darcy Parish had 12. And for the Eagles, Jack Darling kicked 4, Luke Shuey kicked 2, and Willie Rioli kicked 2. So our leading disposals, McKernan, Gleeson, Parish, Fantasia, Shield, Cutler, and Aaron Francis chipped in as well. So pretty nice start for us as we start our My Coach series. I just simulated this game, as you guys are going to see, against the Cats. I didn't touch anything our team. I think Joe Danaher and that all played in this game. I wasn't going to touch this team considering it was our last game. Just did not want to have any injuries as we closed out basically the Marsh series. I didn't want to do anything that was going to jeopardize our players and all that leading into round 1. So all the games are completed as we are looking forward to round 1. We're the final game in the Marsh series against the Cats. I wasn't going to go through any of the stats like that, considering it was all just Marsh games, they're all practice matches. But I will be doing that for the rest of the series, round 1. I'll be going through every team's stats, all the results, and all that good stuff. But I'm going to simulate this game so you guys can see how we went as we push on. And we actually blow the Cats out 8-11-59 to 20-13 133. So we start the Marsh series 2-0, just like the Essendon did in real life. Tipper Moody had 25. Joe Danaher did play in the Marsh series. So we complete the Marsh series as we push on to round 1. Our next video will be round 1 against the Fremantle Dockers. I'll be releasing our team selection and all that good stuff in the next video. Hope you guys enjoyed the first episode of my My Coach series. Make sure to look out for round 1, us against the Dockers. I'll see you guys in the next video.